My goal is to follow and film a mother moose and her newborn calf over the next year. It's going to be really interesting to see how it grows, how it learns from its mother, how it avoids danger. Those mums could kill me whenever they wanted to. They can kill wolves with their hooves, so they could definitely kill me on my snowshoes. This is going to be a challenging 12 months, but I'm really excited to see how this animal survives its first year in the Canadian Rockies. I need to find a mother moose with a calf. It's so rare to see newborn calves. Before she gives birth, an expectant mother heads to the most isolated and uninviting parts of the forest. I can't say that I blame her. Some of North America's largest predators live here. So mothers need to be elusive and super protective of their young. Finding any moose, let alone one with a newborn, in this terrain is a daunting challenge. But after 21 days, I got lucky. I can't believe I found her. This calf is only a few days old. She's pretty sweet. I think it's a she. That mom definitely knows I'm here, but she seems okay with me hanging around. That can change at any moment though, so I'm gonna have to be careful and keep my distance. If I push it or get too close, the mother will turn on me. I hope she's gonna let me stick with them. Moose populations are declining across North America at an alarming rate. One reason is that calves just aren't surviving their first year, so it's never been more important to learn what happens in that first year. The only way to know is to follow a calf every day for the next 12 months. No one has really done this before, so I feel really lucky to have this chance. And a little nervous too. They move so quietly through the woods. They blend in so well, even though the mother's like 1,000 pounds. The calf, it's just born, is already faster than me in the bush. I mean, it's amazing. The rest of the camera team is only here for a few more days. They'll come and go throughout the year, but my job is to stay here and to really get to know these moose. This is only going to work if this mother and calf decide to let me into their world. And their world is a wilderness that covers over 11,000 square kilometers. Jasper National Park, the largest park in the Canadian Rockies.
Hugo's got a unique challenge, and he's uniquely prepared for it. He doesn't seem to require a coat, and he's able to get up way before the sun gets up, stays up way after it goes down. So he puts in really long days tracking animals. He'll sit watching moose for hours and hours and hours, and it's awe-inspiring. Maligne Valley is in the center of Jasper National Park. It's surrounded by mountains and beautiful alpine. It's a lifeline of energy and water and wildlife. And the habitats for moose are focused predominantly along the bottom where the drainages are, and there's lakes and there's meadows and damper areas for willows and shrubbery to grow. The moose population fluctuates depending on the presence of predators. When we've done counts here, we've seen 19 moose at its high and around 10 at its lower population. To distinguish between the moose in the valley, it's easy because their bells on their neck are either longer or shorter, they have scars, or they're with different sized calves.
It's pretty magical being this close to this huge moose and her baby calf. I've only been with them for a couple of days now, and what I'm noticing is that this moose is a really good mother. For a moose calf to survive its first year, it needs a little bit of luck and a really good mom. More moose calves are killed by bears than by any other predator. So learning to recognize a bear is a really big lesson. This little calf has been born into a world that's teeming with life, from emerald lakes right up to the treetops. And everywhere I look, I see parents tending their young. This calf and this cow are easily identifiable. The mother has a really distinct scar on her shoulder. I'm really curious to know what did it. This calf is timid and super cute, and she seems to be learning all the time. These young moose can put on 2 to 4 pounds a day, every day, right up until winter. She's around 2 weeks old now, and she's just starting to learn how to eat plants. I can really see how the mom shows her what to eat. The mom is passing a bacteria onto the calf through the saliva she left on those leaves. When the calf eats the leaves, she ingests the bacteria, which is going to grow in her gut and allow the calf to digest plants. This mom is really aware, and she doesn't let the calf get very far from her. You know, I think that mother's really concerned about keeping that calf safe.
You know, part of the challenge of being out here every day is dealing with the different weather, and I am really cold right now, but I gotta keep going. I gotta keep the gear dry and stay with them, because, you know, they're out here every day and they don't mind this cold weather. Lately, they seem a lot more relaxed with me being here, and I think they are slowly getting used to me, which is great.
For 3 weeks, I've been able to find our cow and calf almost every day. But over the past couple of days, things have changed. I've been bushwhacking, looking and looking, and after a lot of time searching, I found the mother. But I can't see any sign of the calf. For the past few weeks, that mom and calf have always been together. So it's very strange to suddenly find the mother and see no sign of the calf. About half of these calves are killed in their first month of life. So I'm getting really nervous something's happened. You know, those females have a lot of things that are hunting them and hunting their young. So it's not easy being mother moose. There's wolves. There's black bears. There's grizzly bears here. All of those animals prey on baby moose. So this looks like this was done by a grizzly bear. You can see there's claw marks that are taller than me, and these huge, I mean, imagine the power to cut through this bark. I mean, that's got to be almost 3 feet. You can see it's raked its claws into the bark. It's a sort of a scent territory marking. I see black bears doing similar things to trees a lot, but the marks are nowhere near as long. At this point, I really don't know what to do about our missing calf. I mean, live in hope, I guess. So, I'm gonna keep looking. It's been over 2 weeks since the last time we saw a calf, and there is not a sign of her. We have looked everywhere, and nothing. Park warden, all of our contacts, everyone thinks she's gone. The only meaningful relationship a cow is going to have in her life is the relationship with her calf. It's the only other animal in this entire park she is going to let get close to her. So this has got to be really tough on her. I am so excited. We just got a call saying that a cow and calf were spotted right where we've been filming. The cow apparently has a huge scar on her shoulder, so it's got to be ours. So I'm just going to pack up this and then head right over there. Gosh, I hope it's them. Hey girl, where have you been? It just goes from days of nothing, and then it's magical. I can't believe it. This calf must have been with her mom the whole time. I bet she was bedded down just off in the distance. These calves can disappear into their surroundings so well. It's a survival strategy, and man, is it effective. She's been waiting a long time to feed on these water plants. It takes months for these mountain lakes to warm up enough to provide the mineral-rich plants she craves but can't get on land. Some of these water plants have 500 times more sodium than land plants. And a moose needs sodium for every part of their development, from growing hair to reproducing. And they'll go to great lengths to get it. They'll dive up to 18 feet to get their teeth on this stuff. There is so much our calf needs to learn to be a moose. And the only one who can teach her is her mom. This is a tricky lesson. She's got to learn it's safe to go in the water and to swim for the first time. And then, because all the really good water plants are at the bottom, she's got to learn how to dive. This could take her weeks, even a month to learn. Not the most graceful thing I've seen. But moose are such strong swimmers. She'll get it soon enough. She's got the hang of it just in time. These guys really need to feast on this sodium-rich pondweed while they can. Moose can store minerals in their bodies so efficiently that they only need to load up on essential elements like sodium once or twice a year. These aquatic plants will die out in about a month. Not all the lakes here produce them, so this one is a magnet for all the moose in the area. Moose normally keep to their own territory. Up until now, our cow and calf have had this lake to themselves. But now, they've got company. Oh man, their ears are back. That means our mother moose and this new cow want nothing to do with each other. Oh my gosh, is that another calf? It looks so tiny compared to our calf. He can't be more than 3 or 4 weeks old. This little guy is going to have to do a lot of growing up before winter comes. I wonder how the little calf's life is going to be different than the big calf's. It's late August, and this is only the second calf I've seen in the entire park. This is so cool. There really are personality differences between the calves. The little calf is he's a little cheeky, he's more curious, and he's more bold. And he'll wander off a lot. I really want to try to follow this little calf and our original big calf. I love the chestnut color on the mom. She's gorgeous. They're both so relaxed around me. This is going to be great. Now that it's fall, I have to be really careful. The bull moose, who've been up in the mountains for the past couple months, are coming down for the mating season. This is the only time of year the bull moose gather together. They are spending a lot of time sizing each other up. I don't blame them. These guys can weigh 1,200 pounds and reach over 2 meters at the shoulder. They are very powerful animals, and at this time of year, they're unpredictable. Things have gotten so much more intense in the past little while. It's safer just to take in all the action from out here. The cows are only just starting to come into heat, and the bulls seem to be getting impatient. They're charging through the forest, calling out, thrashing little trees, trying to find a mate. There's so much going on in the woods right now that it's really hard to track our two cows. The bulls are going to hang around for a few weeks. But you know what? The cows are only fertile for 1 day a month. And they want to stay away from those bulls until that day, because some of these bulls can be really aggressive. When she's ready to pick a mate, she'll check out the size of the bull's antlers. Moose antlers are the fastest growing bone mass on the planet. At the peak of summer, they can grow an inch a day. I wouldn't be surprised if the bulls can hear them growing. By fall, they can weigh in at 40 to 50 pounds. But before a cow can be impressed by his rack, a bull has to lure her in. The rest of the crew say I'm weird, but I actually like the smell of the oil that the bulls rub on the trees. It's earthy, musky, maybe a little sweet, and it comes from special glands just above their eyes. Each bull leaves his scent behind on the trees he thrashes, and that smell says a lot about his mood, his status, even his sexual power. It's a subtle smell, but obviously it's working on our little calf's mom. This little calf is fearless. He's learned so much mimicking his mother the last few months. And now he's copying a bull. I hope he keeps his distance. This is risky. That bull could kill him. If he tried to mount the little calf, he'd break his back. And one angry swipe with those antlers would do serious damage. In the end, it's the cow who decides who her mate will be. Having been here for so long, doing this day after day, I spend more time with these guys than anyone else. It's going to be tougher to keep up with them when winter comes, though. I hear snow can get as deep as 5 feet here. I'll have to deal with extra clothes, snowshoes, and then there's all the food I'm going to have to carry. the amount of energy you need snowshoeing with all the gear, and I'm just eating bacon like candy out here. Anything with calories. And the moose have it worse. Now that winter's hit, there's very little for them to eat. These guys are gonna find every last bit of green forage they can. But soon all this nutrient-rich stuff will be gone, and they'll be left with a diet of prickly evergreens, even twigs, whatever they can get their teeth on. Even after eating for hours and hours on end, they're gonna lose weight every day for the next 5 months. This is gonna be tough for our big calf. But it's gonna be even tougher for our little calf. He's had so little time to build up any fat reserves. In this winter landscape, all a mother can do is to show her calf how to find everything possible to eat. Our little calf is catching on pretty quick.
Hey, little guy. Wow. So these moose are really attracted to the salt on my car.
The road salt contains potassium, calcium, even magnesium. That's why the mothers love it so much. It's like my car's a popsicle. When they're not licking my car, it's actually really hard to find our moose in this massive park. Each mother and calf roam a territory of about 5 square kilometers. At their closest, they're about 10 kilometers apart. So I have a lot of ground to cover to keep track of them. You would think following the tracks in the snow would be really easy. But it is really hard. You find a fresh track and you just start following it. You would not believe how often they crisscross each other. So when you think you're getting close, you actually find out that you're still hours behind the moose. The other big thing is the snowshoes make so much noise. And with all your gear, I have 50, 60 pounds of stuff with me. A big tripod over my shoulder. I mean, they hear me coming from a mile away. The funny thing is, if you're walking through the bush, following their tracks, and you can actually make eye contact with them, I find if I talk to them gently and sort of let them know it's me, it's not a wolf, they immediately relax. Winter is such an endurance test for moose. The longer it goes on, the closer they come to starving to death, and this does happen. For our little calf, who was born so late in the season, this is going to be a real struggle. Our little calf is such a fighter, though. No matter how tough it is for him, he just never gives up. He just needs to get through 5, maybe 6 more weeks of this snow, and he's home free.
snow is so deep, despite their long legs, the snow is still draining their energy. So it really seems like every step they take in this snow is calculated to expend the least bit of energy that they can.
Everything that they do is really planned. Like, look at that. The cow is just planted. She is straining her neck, stretching her neck, eating everything in sight. And then, when she's cleaned up everything that she can reach, takes a step, another step, and there we go again. It is just amazing they find enough food to eat here. They really are twig eaters. It's incredible to think that they can eat 8,000 to 9,000 twigs a day. I bet they're dreaming of spring and the green veg that's gonna come out. I haven't seen our little calf and his mom for 2 days now. I decided to leave them alone because they were so high up the mountain. I don't know what's driving them up, but I've stayed away in case it was me. I can't go too long without checking on them, though. So today is going to be a climbing day.
Oh my gosh. Look at those tracks. That's crazy. Wow. I think I'm on the trails of wolves, judging by the tracks, and they're going exactly the same way I am going. I'm about 500 meters from the last known location of the calf. Okay. Looks like there might be at least 2 here. I'm kind of nervous. Just because our little calf in the snow, I mean, I don't know. I think a wolf would, or a pack of wolves would have no problem. I mean, if the mom protected it, that would be its only hope. This is such a weird feeling. I'm kind of half expecting to see maybe our moose killed any second now. Or, I don't know what this could be the first part of the hunt. If they did kill the moose, it could be kilometers away. But wow, there's a lot of wolf tracks. I'm hearing ravens over there. It could mean it's a kill. We are really close to where our cow and calf were. Now that being said, they were still 500 meters away last time I saw them, which isn't that far, except it was vertical, almost vertical up the hill. Oh man. I just gotta wonder if this is our calf. Okay, I'm gonna keep searching. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is moose hair. Ooh, but this isn't good. This isn't good at all. Well, I think the only thing to do is to keep following these wolf tracks and see what happens. Oh, this is a brutal climb. Oh, her tracks are right here. It's definitely the mother. And I just saw a calf track back there. Oh, come on, guys. fleas have gone uphill. Oh, man. Look at all these broken branches. There's been an epic chaser battle here. Broken branches everywhere. Hair, clumps of hair, tracks. The wolf tracks converge here. Oh my god, look at that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh man. Oh, poor guy. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, poor calf. This is just unbelievable. You can't help but get attached to these animals. I've spent so many hours, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours with this moose, and now to just know it died this way. And it was so close to making it through the winter. I mean, a few more weeks now, and it could have been in the clear. And I just hope our cow is doing okay. It looks like she ran off that way.
Despite the hard winter, I'm glad to say our first calf has survived. She's a yearling now, and she's big. She was only about 40 pounds when I met her, and now she must weigh well over 400 pounds. Considering that only around 30% of moose calves survive their first year, it's a real triumph for our big calf that she's made it to spring. She's past the tough stuff now. Food is no longer scarce, and she's had the protection and guidance of her mother for a whole year. But things are about to change. Her mom is pregnant, but before she gives birth, she will turn on her calf and drive her out. She'll chase off her yearling in order to ensure the best possible chance for her newborn. She'll keep shunning and shunning her until the message is clear. You are not welcome here anymore. I guess it's tough love. The mother's focus has turned to nurturing the next generation. Now our yearling has to head out into the world and make it on her own. Despite everything her mother has taught her, she still has so much left to learn. I heard that a chestnut-colored moose was seen on a small island 5 miles up Moline Lake. It's got to be our little calf's mom. I've never seen another moose that color in the park. Hi, little guy. She has survived so much. She must be completely exhausted. And yet, here she is again, using all her strength to mother another little calf. And at a time when moose populations are in such decline, each calf is precious. Our feisty little calf showed me just how hard life can be for a moose born late in the season. This new calf was born 2 months before his brother was last year, which gives him a huge advantage for surviving that critical first year. I've been so lucky to experience firsthand the strong bond that develops between a calf and its mother. She is such a remarkable animal. I feel better about leaving here, now that I know she's had a chance to be a mother again.
Lindsay sent her text message just in time, and Dodgy Dot finally has blood on his hands. The final episode, Line of Duty, follows next on BBC Two. While on BBC One, from the top of a mysterious mountain, Chris Hollins is in search of a witch's lair in Northern Ireland. It's Secret Britain.